Eat Local Minnesota is a great way to find locally owned Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors. You'll find high-quality food and unique eating experiences with dishes from around the world. Just visit eatlocalminnesota.com for your next meal. Crooner Supper Club invites you to Maggie's Lounge, an exciting new bar lounge. It's open Wednesdays through Sundays beginning at 4:30 for cocktails and light fare. And you don't need a ticket to enjoy the great atmosphere of Maggie's. So stop by Crooner Supper Club off Moore Lake and Highway 65 for dinner, drinks, and live music from both big-name local and national artists. Cafe Latte combines a cafe dining experience with gourmet quality food. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Temperatures are cooling off and fall migration is underway. Do you know what that means? Eagle viewing season is almost here, and the National Eagle Center is your headquarters for information and experiences. This winter, experience bald and golden eagles in the wild with an unforgettable expert-led field trip. Plan your private eagle habitat tour and learn where the best eagle viewing is with weekly eagle counts. Plus, you can visit the eagles at the center all season long. Plan your visit or experience today online at nationaleaglecenter.org.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 24, then Wednesday, clearing with a high of 47. The nights are getting colder, but the music is still the hottest at Crooner's Supper Club in Fridley. Crooner's is located just north of I-694 off Highway 65 and Moore Lake Drive. View their upcoming music schedules and food menus at croonersloungemn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot, and we discuss local and national Native news and events. And as you know, Haley, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
You are right, Dega. This portion of the show is supported by Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon, supporting honest Native news, stories, and events with Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon.
Hey, Haley, we got a jam-packed show as usual. We got Allison coming on and Nancy from up in the deep north talking about protecting the environment and also our treaties here. And it's always really good to talk to Nancy and Allison. Who's Allison with again?
Allison is with MIA, the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
Yeah, and you know, it's that time of year, even though I know we heard a spot just before the show about going to see the Eagles. It's also that time of year where it's time to go in and check out some indoor stuff like that. And I know you and I will be working in Shakopee at their event center across from the casino in that beautiful newer building, and we'll be selling swag and things like that, and come on down and see us. And also, we have things happening at Dayton's again. Jelaine was down there today, my weehaw, and she was saying that the place is going gangbusters, and we don't have that much wild rice left.
Oh no. Well, good to hear that it's busy though.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, my Hinu is, star and with what about 8 other people? Would you say that are in the play? I can't.
I think it's their it's their largest crew for a play. So yeah, Christmas in Ochopee.
Yeah. So a lot going on, and a lot of things you can do inside, and a lot of things you can see us here in the Twin Cities. If you come in the Twin Cities and you're listening to this elsewhere, we got it going on here. Hey, I want to talk a little bit of news with you, Haley. And one of the things I wanted to bring up real quick is that there was a nice article in the paper about the doll I bought. Did you see that at all? And it's a Barbie doll honors Cherokee leader and iconic chief of the Cherokee Nation, Wilma Mankiller, inspired Native American children as powerful and a humble leader. Her reach now broadening with the coincidental American honor, a Barbie doll, in the late Mankiller's likeness. I have that doll, and she was the first woman to be chief of Cherokee Nation, and she was a doer, and it's really good to see. Every time I look in the paper, there's something about us, so that's good to see, and we want to bring it up here on Native Roots Radio.
Absolutely. Yeah, representation matters everywhere. So even in a Barbie doll is a really huge thing. Hey, Robert, did you know there was something that I saw too? So Minnesota Lake Superior, which holds 20% of the world's fresh surface water, is now the fastest warming lake in the world. So what does this mean? Well, so this is a result of climate change, right? So, but don't worry, Lake Superior still holds the coldest temps compared to the other Great Lakes.
But I saw it's warmed up to 5.5 degrees. That's significant.
Yeah. Yeah. And 5 degrees may not seem like a lot, but over the past course of I believe it's 10 years or so, but the warmer it gets a year is usually 1 degree. So a 5-degree jump is quite the difference. But the colder our winters are, the more ice on the lake. But also with the warmer spring and higher temperatures, the shorter the ice season is. So the shorter the ice season alters the food web within the waters of Gitchigami, which is the Ojibwe name for Lake Superior. So we really want to make sure that we're taking really good care of our water, especially Lake Superior. But bringing it back to some more urban news right here in Minneapolis, last night or yesterday, there was a cougar in one of the neighborhoods. So definitely stay alert and stay outside with your pets. I don't know, Robert, did you see that?
Yeah, I did. And they thought the cougar walked away out of the neighborhood. And then with the snowfall today, they saw the prints, and the cougar looks really big. My worry is that we get somebody in there to kill the cougar because he or she is in the wrong place. And I am totally against that. And I hope that doesn't happen.
Right.
Cougars don't just attack you for the heck of it. This
Exactly.
coming from up north for food and whatever. But please, keep an eye on that. And I really don't want that poor cougar to be killed because somebody's worried about their chihuahua. Keep the chihuahua.
Yeah, I completely agree with that too. It is weird to see, these types of animals and predators down in urban areas, especially like Minneapolis. I grew up just north of the Twin Cities Metro, kind of towards the Wyoming, Forest Lake, Columbus areas. And I remember actually, funny story, probably in high school this was, but sneaking out of my house one night in the dark, and I saw a cougar walk across our neighborhood street under a lamppost.
Wow.
And still to this day, I'm terrified to be outside, especially at night. You never know what's out there.
Right. Well, and vampires are out at night too, so you have to be careful of that.
Mhm.
Where I live in the inner city here too. I mean, one of the great things about the Twin Cities, Minneapolis too, and St. Paul is um, we have uh, a lot of woods and things like that in our city. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And I live close to the river, and there's an alert about a fox, walking the neighborhood. We've had deers running by, and and that says one thing too about the food chain and also what's happening up north. So if
Mhm.
we're running out of food and these animals are coming into the cities. They don't want to hang out with us. They're hungry and they're seeking stuff or they're injured.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. And Minneapolis and St. Paul, there is a lot of greenery, and we're very grateful to live in such a green city. Did you know there's I found an article that was very interesting, Daga.
Uh-huh.
So did you know that snow goggles were actually invented by Native Americans?
Is that those Alaskan ones with the little slit in the eyes?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Inuit and the Yupik Indians, the Arctic Native people
Well,
who
Kelly, that's
live
what
in.
I want for Christmas. So
Okay, I'll
so I
put
can
that
look
on your
cool
list. I think
and
your list is pretty long.
I look really cool and sacred. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, but yeah, so apparently the snow goggles, they were made by them. And there was also another thing, hammocks actually
Um,
are the word hammock is derived from the Arak word hamaka. And long before Europeans were introduced to this concept of the hammock, Native people invented it in the Caribbean.
wow, they were chilling. They got that
They really
hammock
were.
between two trees and were just chilling out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to chill out.
I'll buy you a hammock too for Christmas.
Oh, all right. You heard that here. We'll make this show the best of too, so it's out there everywhere.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, what else do we got going here?
Well, we will talk more about the market that we will be attending this weekend that will be running in Shakopee Thursday through Saturday. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the show.
And then who do we have up next, Haley?
This is Allison from Minneapolis Institute of Art.
Well, we're excited to have Allison on again. It's been a while. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back after this long message. No, short message.
We are your relatives,
We are your relations,
brothers,
sisters,
sons,
daughters.
And some of us are your grandchildren.
We are your community. Historically, we held places of honor and respect. Because of the impact of colonization, some of us are rejected, thrown out from family, friends, and community, set up as targets for sexual violence, sex trafficked, humiliated, tortured, and murdered. Everybody has the right to be safe. We are your relatives. Remember,
Homophobia is not traditional.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hi, I'm Claudia with MinSure, Minnesota's official health insurance marketplace. With MinSure, you can compare health plans from multiple companies and get free help from a trusted expert. Whatever health plan you choose with MinSure, it's guaranteed to cover essential benefits so you can get the care you need. See if you qualify for discounts, available only through MinSure. If you need quality comprehensive health insurance, get started now at minsure.org.
It takes teamwork to stay safe on Minnesota roads during the winter. You can help. When you see snowplows at work, slow down. Slower speeds can save lives. Don't crowd the plow and leave plenty of space between yourself and other vehicles. Keep your headlights on to see and be seen. Avoid distractions and always stay alert behind the wheel. This message brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, the Minnesota Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, we are really excited. Wow, I must be hungry.
Salad.
Excited. You got to excuse me, Allison. I've had COVID, so I have COVID. Well, it was a while ago, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
on the upswing, but still I'm, telling everybody why I'm not mispronouncing everything and is because of my COVID brain. But hey, we're here with Allison Waukau, and you are with the Minneapolis Institute of Art, Native American outreach person. And I did not know this. We had big research on your Menominee and Navajo. I didn't realize you were both.
Oh,
Welcome
yeah.
to Native Roots Radio.
Thank you for having me.
So, hey, let's talk about we've been running some ads and what's happening down at, excuse me, the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Let's tell our listeners because it's that time of year where it's time to go inside and be sacred and get out of the cold.
Yeah, and Mia is the place to do it. Right now we have In Our Hands, which is a native exhibit, and it is $20 to get in. There is a fee for non-natives, but for natives, it is free admission. You just have to let the desk know, or you can use promo code Native Photo to reserve tickets online. So that's going on until January 14th.
Wow, and I've heard nothing but great things. Great opening. We had some Ho Chunks down there with their photography, and
Oh,
it's really
good.
cool to see. Very
Yeah,
cool to see.
it's really amazing work. Jada Gray Eagle is one of the co-curators for it, and she's from Pine Ridge, and she lives here in the metro, and she's just an amazing photographer. And she helped lead the setup and the exhibit, and then we also had a native. It kind of played along. There's two different native. I guess you would advisory teams. And so we had some really wonderful leaders on there and names like Sharon Day
Right.
and Darlene St. Clair and Alex Buffalo Head. So a lot of work went into this exhibit and it's really, really wonderful. I just urge everyone to come see it before it closes on January 14th.
So we have photographs from early on till present, correct?
Mhm. I think the date was 1890. Yep. And it's from all over. It goes from, uh, I think they were saying Alaska to the Southwest, or I don't know what saying they were, but it's really contemporary and there's actually a really neat photo. I think it was in the early 1800s. There was an Alaskan photographer and he took a self-portrait. It's just really neat to see natives in their actual by natives by
Mhm.
natives. And so instead of like I think the real point of the show, and this is just my opinion, but it really is to take away from the stereotypical photos that are out there and really showcase us as us by
Mhm.
us. And it's just some really beautiful art. And I hope that I've been really trying hard to get a lot of youth in as much as I can. So, if you have any youth groups that would like to come in, school groups are always free, so there's no charge. It's just best to make a reservation and let us know that you'll be attending at what time. But I really want us, Native youth especially, to see the art that is photography and this different version of, because we always see a lot of times, the paint and that sort of thing, but photos are as well. And so it's just a really beautiful exhibit. And there's artists like Ryan Redcorn has one in there, which is really neat to see. And so, yeah, I just urge everyone to come and check it out. And then we also do have 3 other shows running as well. So there's Jim Denomy's, and I believe his goes until March. And then there's also Reimagining Native American Art, which I haven't checked out yet personally, but that's going to be running until April, I believe. And then we also always have the permanent collection of the Native Native art, which just was reinstalled. So there's new things there as well. So I would say on average, it takes about 2 hours to go through all 4 different Native exhibits that are going on right now.
I do believe our friend Joe Allen has a picture up there too. Joe's been his daughter worked here on Native Roots Radio, but also Joe has really helped us with Native Roots Trading Post over the years too.
Okay.
And I think he was at the opening I saw, and just great to see community and us telling our own story. And it sounds
Right.
like there was a first time selfie you said there. Somebody was taking
Yeah,
somebody taking a selfie.
basically, yeah. Yeah. And there's also, so I know a lot of your listeners might be not in the Twin Cities area, but there is virtual tours, which is going to be led by one of our Native tour guides. So I believe the next one, there's 2 coming up. I know one is January 11th. So there's virtual tours, which will take you to show the photos. And so there's also that, and then there's also a school guide, an educator's guide. So if you check that out, that's online as well. So for any educators that would want to bring that into their classroom.
So let's get out the information again. We have people listening all over the country. How can I get a ticket? What's the plan of action here? Is there a website or a Facebook?
Yeah. So the best address is artsmia.org. And it'll have In Our Hands right away on the first page. And that should give you information. If you click on it, then you can reserve tickets online. And then if you're Native, there's no verification. You don't have to show your enrollment card or CIB or anything like that. But so Native community is free admission, and you just use promo code Native Photo, and it runs until January 14th. And there are, as you enter, there's 2 different customer service desks. There's one right away by the main entrance, and then there's another one as you enter the exhibit, which is in the far northwest corner of the building on the 2nd floor. And either one you can get tickets in person if you didn't do online.
That's exciting, and telling our own story. And I think we're really at a renaissance again that we haven't seen maybe ever, where we're telling our own stories, and whether it's on TV, film, or art, we're telling our own stories, and that's part of Land Back, isn't it, Allison?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I agree, Robert. And I'm actually really thankful that Mia is supportive of this and letting us showcase. So I'm really happy to be supporting them and promoting them during this time. And I just think it's a wonderful staff, and they're doing really great work. And they're actually, you might have our Native fellow sometime soon, Justice. So Justice is our Shakopee fellow, and I believe he's from Upper Sioux. And so he's one of our tour guides too, as well. So I think he does an Thursday evening tour.
Wow, that's awesome. Got a question there, Haley? I know you are inquisitive here, and that's
I
why.
do.
All right.
I do. Thank you, Dega. Allison, thank you, Big Peanut Gigi, for coming on with us tonight. Does the Minneapolis the Institute of Art, do you guys have specific hours during the week? I know you guys are probably closed Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, right?
Right. So we're closed on Mondays, and our late day is on Thursdays. So we're open till 8 p.m. on Thursdays, and other days it's 10 to 5. So don't try to come on Mondays. I mean, you can, but you'll just see the lobby. It's just a staff day on Mondays, but otherwise we're open 10 to 5, and Thursdays is our late night. There are ongoing tours. I believe they're at 2 p.m. each day for the exhibit. So if you get your ticket and then come in at 2 p.m. and then there's one at I believe it's 7 p.m. I would double check the website. I should have wrote all this down, but it's 7 p.m. on Thursdays is the evening one for the exhibit on Thursday nights.
Wow, this is exciting. And Allison, I'm just really jazzed that you're doing this. You're a person in the community, and you're always a stand-up person, and I really
Thanks,
appreciate.
Robert.
Yeah, well, you are, and it's great to have you on. And used to see you all around the community with your other job, and now you're back at it, and it's really good to see.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, anything else here? We got like 30 seconds left, Allison.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yes. So, I was thinking maybe I might share my news of my
Yeah, do it.
upcoming
Do it.
job. I haven't released this at all. But I will be starting as tribal liaison at Metropolitan Council on Monday at 9 a.m. So I'll be
That was applause. Yes.
Thank you. So yes, I'm very, very excited. So hopefully, I'm still going to be in the community, but doing the metropolitan area. So very exciting.
You'll come on and give us updates.
I will definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allison,
Yeah,
for all
thank
the work
you.
you've done past the years and what you're doing right now and in the future.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Good to see you. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and up next, Nancy Beaulieu. We'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. Howl!
As we gear up for the holiday season, let's prioritize the safety of our community, especially our cherished elders and loved ones. As you plan your holiday gatherings, remember, whether you're young or in good health, you could still unknowingly spread COVID-19. The key to a safer celebration is getting vaccinated. The newest vaccines are authorized, effective against current variants, and FDA approved for ages 6 months and up. So here's the call to action. Be a vaccinative. Protect yourself and your loved ones. Getting vaccinated before your holiday gatherings is a powerful way to ensure a safer and happier time for everyone. Let's honor our elders by preserving their wisdom and stories for generations to come. So be a vaccinative this holiday season. Find more information, including clinics with free vaccines, at vaccines.gov.
This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a go-to card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Check out AM 950's new evening lineup. At 8 p.m., we'll have a brand new version of The Rick Smith Show with limited commercial interruption. Then at 9 p.m., it's Driving at Home with Patty Vasquez. And as always, Greg Bakken caps off the evening with the best in paranormal talk with Ghostbox Radio at 10 p.m. Find our full schedule at am950radio.com.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
If you're thinking of gift giving this holiday season, head over to Rudy Luther Toyota. Rudy Luther Toyota has new inventory available for immediate delivery. Pick from the Corolla, the Camry, the Fun RAV4, the Highlander, the Tundra, my favorite, the Sienna, and more. Make sure you check out the hybrid models. I can tell you they're incredibly fuel efficient. Rudy Luther Toyota also has a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles ready for a test drive. Shop Luther Direct at rudyluthertoyota.com or visit their showroom. This holiday season, gift yourself with a new vehicle from Rudy Luther Toyota, 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for partly cloudy skies today with a high near 36, tonight partly cloudy with a low around 24, and Wednesday partly sunny with a high around 45. Crooner Supper Club invites you to check out the stylish Maggie's Lounge before or after your show. With a welcoming atmosphere, it's the perfect place to catch up with friends before or after a show. Open Wednesdays through Saturdays beginning at 4:30. Stop by for cocktails and light bites. More at croonersloungemn.com.
This is Leonard Peltier. I am in Coleman 1 U.S. Penitentiary, and I'm listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by J.S. Bean Factory off Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. Only the good stuff keeps us awake.
Hey, right on. We are awake. Hey, we're here with Nancy Beaulieu, our friend here, longtime water protector and our treaty expert here on Native Roots Radio. Good to see you, Nance. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Again, I guess what doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. So, yeah, there's been some issues I've been dealing with in my personal life with a family member that suffers from mental health. And make a long story short, Robert, I had to be an advocate. So I was fighting a battle that most people don't, know. And many, probably listeners, many of them can relate to, mental health and how it affects our family. And I think, be honest, it's my son, and I think he's really lucky to have me as a parent. And I'm really thankful for the support team that really understood that, in our way, in Anishinaabe way, we just don't walk away from our family members because of, like HIPAA, the privacy or the fact that someone feels they're okay and they don't need any help. So I had to explain that in our way, we're always going to take care of our children regardless how old they are. And they honored it. And 2 years later, we're still, trying to find ways to keep them healthy. And so not only in this last couple of weeks did I advocate for my son, I advocated for myself because there was a signed release of information, and the system forgot to reach out to me and tell me, there was a crisis going on and there was a chance of being homeless, losing his apartment. And so what I did is not only advocate for him, I advocated for myself and for our people so we don't have other families experience what we went through. So I feel good. Yeah.
Well, that's important, and it's the irony too. We just lost Rosalind Carter, and Jimmy Carter was president in 1976 to 1980, and she was the first lady to talk about mental illness, and that was her big thing.
Right. And my heart goes out to her because I also, seen that. And, it's people like her that kind of try to take the stigma away from it, but there's still a lot of stigma on it. And, I think as Anishinaabe people, we don't understand the illness and how we as caregivers or parents can probably be more helpful in helping our family members. So I think at some point I am going to share, my journey through all this. And I've already been asked to be a peer for the Sanford Mental Health ACT team, but as I'll think about that later. Right now, I got a lot of other things on my mind, just like that new org we started, Robert.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit. And again, prayers out to you and your family. It's a silent disease at times, and we just have to be there. And appreciate you talking about that here on Native Roots Radio.
Right. And, Robert, I'm going to continue to, fight that battle and find a culture. And what we do is we have to learn how to live in a world, in an assimilated world, but remember who we are and how we care for each other. And, you know, again, that's why we probably started our new org, because, you know, along our journey, there was unhealthy behaviors that came our way, and we felt that, you know, our teachings, our 7 teachings, and our individual and community responsibility were important. And again, I want to give a shout out to Indian Collective, especially, you know, Thomas Keynote. I was just speaking to him the other day, and the importance of, you know, that we have good relationships with each other. So I think, you know, that a community agreement really defines who we are and how we show up and how we hold each other accountable. So in our new org, that community agreement leads, it kind of guides how we continue to do our work. And, you know, Robert, we're good people up here. So,
Yeah, for the
yeah.
most part, you definitely are, and I think, what's sometimes hard, for us trying to do good work is people that aren't, you really have to, watch out for bad medicine, and I carry protection all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, always.
Yeah, I
Always
think
have your
that's,
page on you.
and, you know, again, if you show up with not the right intentions, it's probably not the place to be. And, you know, that's a really good thing that we're gonna hold on to, is our good hearts and show up with good intentions. And so our vision, you know, at well, I gotta tell everyone, it's Ndazi Onji Anishinaabe We Young, and it translates to where the Anishinaabe to go to be themselves. And again, you know, we're not doing anything extraordinary, Robert. We are just being Anishinaabe, doing what we do: sugar bushing, rice camps, and all those good things. So in our new org, our vision is to, you know, build community education and awareness in relationship with our inherent rights related to our treaties. So again, treaties protect our inherent rights. So this country never gave us nothing. We actually gave the Europeans the right to hunt, fish, and gather, you know. So our mission is to empower our communities through education and relationships, healthy relationships, and balancing our culture in today's world, utilizing traditional culture. And our purpose is to, again, you know, that treaty education, Rob, we do a little treaty 101, and we
Mhm.
actually teach our non-native people, you know, why treaties matter, how to be a good treaty person, and how do we stand in peace as the treaty is intended.
Right, and I think, it's always good, and you kinda touched a little bit on that, but it's always good to bring up the fact that the treaties work both ways.
Right. And, you know, back to Camp Firelight, you know, we showed what that looked like. And
Mhm.
Camp Firelight was on the line 3 near Poseida in our, you know, homeland here in 1855 treaty territory. And we had the sheriff, you know, be a good treaty person and actually talk to the other sheriffs throughout Minnesota during their swearing in convention. One, how, or actually one, how or why treaties matter; two, how to be a good treaty person, and his experience at Camp Firelight. And I told Mr. Halverson, the sheriff, I said, I hope Jason Riggs, our new sheriff here in Beltrami County, hears you loud and clear. He says, Nancy, I want every single one of them to hear. So again, it's how we show up and how we assert. And when we're in peace, Robert, it's really hard for them to come with us at, you know, with violence, because we're not okay with that.
Well, I know you were sugar bushing, and people came up and asked what you were doing, and you told them, and you were told them that your rights as a treaty person, and, they left you alone.
Right. You know, and he asked me if I was gonna protest and get a citation. I said, Anishinaabe and the sugar bush, no crime there.
Right. Right, and that's a big victory. Go ahead, Haley.
Yeah. Well, hey, Nancy, I just have a question. So if someone were to want to come sugar bush with you or at Camp Starlight, how would they go about doing that?
So Firelight actually was on the line 3. It was you know, it's in the past, but we're going to continue to build on that story, asserting our treaty rights in ceded territory, because our big court case win back to Camp Firelight was we proved to the state of Minnesota that they lack subject matter jurisdiction over the Anishinaabe, protecting their natural resources on or off their reservation. So what that means to us is that we have that right to travel in ceded territory, lands we gave up, but we never at once surrendered our inherent right to hunt, fish, and gather in any treaty. So here close to my home, we actually, that was non-native, non-tribal land, it's state land, and we just went in and said, we have this right. So again, we saved the forest and we asserted our treaties in a peaceful way, and there was no cops, nobody. I mean, the DNR tried to challenge us for a quick minute, but again, when you know your rights,
Right.
you have that right to be there. And once you make a stand for it, Robert, it's one of the best places to be. So again, we reminded the DNR, no, we're not here to protest. No, we don't need a citation. We're just being on the Anishinaabe in the sugar bush, and that's not a crime. So looking forward, we are actually, we had a meeting on Sunday, and we are already putting some thought and some planning into a sugar bush for the spring, and which is going to come fast.
Right.
And yeah, we're going to be inviting people out to join us and show them what it looks like to assert those treaty rights. And again, we hope to inspire other people to do what we do, be Anishinaabe.
Or Ho-Chunk.
Yeah.
Hey, well, and I'm still waiting for that gallon of syrup to come down here to the Twin Cities that I can have with my pancakes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, I got a stash, Robert, and I got a little monoman too, and a little artwork. And, I just want to tell people, during these dark times, a lot of people are talking about these winter blues, Robert. I just want to tell people, be creative. Find a way to be creative. If it's cooking, if it's making music, if it's making art, if it's whatever, do it, because I think it's been really helpful to me. And right now I've been doing a lot of artwork, Robert. I learned how to make beaded flowers. And so we have a Christmas market here in town, an Anishinaabe Christmas market on the 15th and 16th. And so I'm excited to go, share my work and be with other creative people out there. And hopefully our relatives will support us. And, because all those gifts in those box stores, Robert, there's no intention put into them. And
Right.
to our work, we have intention put in those, and sometimes they tell our stories too.
Well, and you pray with each bead. I know when we're making our jewelry down here, we pray over it first before we put the resin in there, so to speak. Oh,
Right. Again, that's just a good way to get things started. Or even sometimes when you're feeling down and out, Robert, art can be therapy too. So sometimes
yeah.
back to you, and a lot of people don't understand that. So sometimes when I just feel like I'm in overload, it's like, stop, do some art, and then I forget, Robert, and I'm in a good place again. So especially when it's dark, I encourage people to find ways, or maybe even get out to the community and find your purpose. And I'm hearing this thing about the blue zone, Robert. You hear about the blue zone now?
No, tell me about that.
Oh yeah. So the blue zone is actually it's kind of well, it's a place where people live longer, and there's a sense of community there. And because they really focus on good diets, relationships, and finding purpose, longevity in one's lifespan. So I was just telling a friend the other day, I was like, I think that's kind of full circle, because as Anishinaabe people, that's who we were too.
Absolutely. Hey, Nancy, thanks for stopping in. Always good to see you. Prayers for you and your family, and keep up the good work. And thanks for coming on. As always, you're always inspiring.
All right, Miigwech, for having me, and I look forward to being on air again. And I'm going to encourage everybody to find your purpose and reach out to other people, because we need to be strong again. We need to build our communities, and we need to be resilient all the time, because you never know what throws at you.
Perfect. Hey, we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake.
Hi, Hi, I'm Claudia with MinSure, Minnesota's official health insurance marketplace. With MinSure, you can compare health plans from multiple companies and get free help from a trusted expert. Whatever health plan you choose with MinSure, it's guaranteed to cover essential benefits, so you can get the care you need. See if you qualify for discounts, available only through MinSure. If you need quality comprehensive health insurance, get started now at minsure.org.
Unveil the captivating world of native photography at the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Their new exhibit, In Our Hands, Native Photography 1890 to Now, turns the camera around and puts native photographers in control, featuring hundreds of photographs captured by generations of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and Native Americans. You'll view the world through their lens, revealing the beauty and complexity of Indigenous heritage. Don't miss this incredible experience. Visit In Our Hands at the Minneapolis Institute of Art now through January 14th. For more info, visit artsmia.org.
As we gear up for the holidays, let's keep our friends, relatives, and elders protected from COVID-19. Even though the emergency declaration is over, COVID-19 is still a concern, especially for those with compromised immune systems. So when you get together this holiday season, opt for outdoor gatherings if weather permits or well-ventilated indoor spaces. And here's a tough one. If you're feeling unwell before your gathering, stay home. It may not be much fun, but it goes a long way towards keeping our cherished elders healthy. After your event, keep an eye on your health. Test if you notice symptoms. If you're traveling in crowded places like airports, put on a mask for that extra layer of protection. Let's make this holiday season the healthiest ever, securing a brighter future for our Native community. For more tips, visit health.state.mn.us. That's health.state.mn.us.
This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio. I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Ho! Wow, that was a good howl. Hey, welcome back to Native Roots Radio. Again, I always want to quiz you, young one, Haley, Gen Zer, Chujunk. What time of the year is it right now?
Yes, well, it's time we're going into the New Year's. It's almost the New Year's. So make sure you have your health insurance set up to date. So our friends at MinSure, they help you find the right health plan for you, regardless of your income. So head over to minsure.org and find an affordable plan today.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Patrick? Sign up for MinSure.
Hey, Pat. Patrick's our producer at our mothership station here at AM 950.
I wanted to hear his voice. That's why I threw it out there. Patrick, are you there?
I am here.
Hey, Pat.
Don't sound good. All right, man. Get lots of sleep, drink liquids, take a COVID test, all those things.
So much COVID going around right now.
Yeah, there really is. It's amazing. It really is, and it's weird. I had COVID, as you know, and Wendy didn't get it, and she might be immune because she's had COVID in the past. I don't know. It's just everything's moving and grooving, and then I took that drug that really made me have symptoms for just a day or 2 days, and here I am. I kind of feel like I've had a little relapse a little bit here, a cold wise, but that's part of the journey that we're reading on the Googles.
Mm-hmm. Yep, everything comes with a price, but we will be healthy and alive and well this weekend out in Shakopee, you and I, Roberts. And we'll be out there for Native Roots Trading Post, and we'll be at the Shakopee Cultural Center, which is 2300 Tilwahi Circle, Shakopee, Minnesota. And this is an art market, the Hokatati Wanayetu. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
Good.
I don't speak.
That was really good.
Thank you, Pinagigi. Well, Ho-Chunk language is
Sacred.
Part of the Dakota language, so.
Right. It's the other way around, though. The Dakota language is part of the Ho-Chunk language. I've been trying to tell those Dakotas, Lakotas that, but they don't want to listen to me.
Yeah. Well, the art market will be December 7th through the 9th, again, Thursday through Saturday. New this year, the market will be open to extended hours from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day. This annual event will again feature a wide variety of art and handmade goods for sale from native and local artisans and vendors. Food will also be available for purchase, and those in attendance can also check out the public exhibit, Midwakaton, Dwellers of the Spirit Lake, with paid admission.
Yeah, that's upstairs, and I've gone through that. It's a very awesome exhibit, and that's a beautiful building too. It's across the street from the casino out there in Shakopee, and they do it right. That building is just beautiful. It has those what looks like big teepees out in front of it, and you can see it
Yeah.
from the road. It's very cool.
I know when we go to the Shakopee powwow, they have the lights that shine up in the sky, and they like the teepee poles.
Right. And at the casino, yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. Yeah,
it
I
is
do have
cool.
to admit that, even though I just want to give a quick shout out if you're in Wisconsin, Ho Chunk Nation casinos, stop in and put a quarter in the machine. Ho wa.
Exactly. Well, Native American Community Clinic has something going on tomorrow. This is something that they do monthly, and we're very grateful for it in the community. They are doing their cedar ceremony tomorrow. Join them for a spiritual and emotional well-being healing ceremony. For anyone who would like to participate, ceremonial clothing is encouraged but not required. We ask that anyone who does wish to participate brings an offering of tobacco and or a gift for those conducting the ceremony if possible. Again, the cedar ceremony with NAC is happening this Thursday, December 7th at 5 p.m. at 2300 15th Avenue, South Minneapolis.
Our friends at Native American Community Clinic, they are doers in the community. And that was cool to see Allison too, because Allison's a doer too. And I just think good thoughts for her. She's really one of those reach out champions of the community, of the Native community.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, and speaking of just good people in the community and of NAC, NAC is doing a winter storytelling. This is happening Tuesday, December 19th over Zoom from 6 to 8 p.m. Diga. So we got to make sure we get registered for this because storytellers Neil McKay, Everett Black Thunder, and Barry Hand will be doing the winter storytelling via Zoom.
Oh, when is that again?
This is Tuesday, December 19th from 6 to 8.
Wow, right after get on the show. We love Barry Hand. Barry I worked with for many years, and he was a liaison, and then he was a Lakota Dakota language teacher for many years, and he still does that across Turtle Island here. And it's funny when it comes to Barry. I've known Barry for a lot of years. If I need to know anything Indian, if I'm doing something right or wrong, there's a couple people I call, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah. Well, and when I first met Barry, come to find out he knew a lot of our relatives before he knew us. Apparently, he played a lot of softball with our Degas back in the day.
Yeah. Well, and Barry is related to Ho Chunks. He knows a lot about Ho Chunk history. And I can't remember, we're all related in the native way, but I think his Nani, which be a mother, I think maybe through the white marriage or something like that, was Ho Chunk. So whenever I would talk to Barry about Ho Chunk stuff, he knew what was going on. And truth be told, one of the things that I'm working on as with my other job is to get recognition of Ho Chunk here in Minnesota. And he's always said that should happen, that we should have a seat at the table here. And we were removed, and we're also in 1862, and we're also legally we can't live here. That
Right.
law has never changed.
Right. So technically, we're living here in exile.
Or not exile, we're living here illegal, and they wanted to put
Illegal.
us in exile.
Ooh, look at us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have any more questions about the winter storytelling with Native American Community Clinic, you can reach out to Traditional Healing at NACC/healthcare.org.
Yeah, definitely. And Haley, it's going to be exciting because you and me will be working the store. Wendy's going to come in and help set up, and then we're going to whisk her on her way because she does a good job doing that. I know you do too. You helped out with the twins at Shakopee Powwow, and it was like, oh, this is awesome. It was a million degrees then, but that was a lot of fun, that powwow, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of people we know too.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're looking to do some last minute holiday shopping or literally anything, just come back, be out in community, come get some good food. Come hang out with us this weekend, Shakopee Cultural Center Art Market.
And bring me some fry bread. Oh, we'll trade something. We're native, we barter. Ho,
Trading post.
yeah, that's right. Ooh, I see what you did there. So it's fun. Remember to make your reservations for MIA, the art, and even if you're on a reservation, make some reservations.
Right. Because they have virtual tours too.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Hey, if you're listening to the show, you're part of the resistance from Chief Plenty Coops. The ground on which we stand on is sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, vote, vote, vote. We're still here. We are the seventh generation.
And free Leonard Peltier. Now.
Mexicana.